that's the second student. There was a girl lived next door to my mother-in-law that is down there this year. She's majoring in pre-med, but I don't know why we're sending kids to Knoxville all of a sudden. But that's a beautiful campus. I love it.
Never been to Belmont.
Yeah. That'd be a fun city. Be a college kid in.
Get in a lot of trouble there too. Iowa. Yeah, I've seen her in Iowa here.
Mom and Dad both went there.
Oh, I know.
Testing. Well, good evening and welcome to Torrey Gymnasium on the campus of Washington Community High School for tonight's Mid-Illini Conference game. It's girls basketball. The Washington Lady Panthers hosting the Canton Lady Giants. Hello again, everybody. I'm Jerry Warfield. Joining me tonight, as always, is former Washington basketball coach Jeff Little. And Jeff, it is the final home game of the season for the Lady Panthers, and this season has gone awfully fast. It's senior night. We honored our 5 seniors earlier today, and what a special group of girls that we're honoring tonight.
Yeah, it's been a very, very good group of girls for Coach Barth and her program, and you know, you say it every year at the beginning, that first practice, hey, you know, senior night, our last night, our last home game is going to be here before you know it, and here we are, February 4th, and it's here, February 3rd, and it's here. So, you know, I mean, it is truly one of those special nights. I mean, you know, when you're a senior basketball player, you never forget these nights, and you know, it'll be interesting to see how the 5 seniors take the court tonight.
Yeah, so hopefully a little extra energy in the step tonight of the senior Panthers and all of the Panther squad. Those aforementioned seniors, Claire McDougall, Maddie McGinnis, Addie Kimler, Alexa Maley, and Carly Vaughn. And as expected, they are our starters tonight. Jeff, the Lady Panthers, 21 wins on the season. I believe they're 21-3, 11-0, a perfect 11-0 in conference play. Coming off a loss, though, a tough luck loss earlier this week to Peoria Richwoods.
Yeah, and Peoria Richwoods is just traditionally a school that they play a particular style of defense that not a lot of other schools play. It's hard. We've talked about it on the boys' side a couple times. It's hard to emulate that in your practices, having your, you know, teaching your kids to play the defense the way Richwoods plays, and then have your kids go out and react to it. You know, it is sometimes tough. You know, Richwoods is never going to be wowed or in awe of the athleticism. You know, when they play in their conference and a Mid-Illini school rolls in, you know, there's nothing athletically that a Panther team is going to do that Richwoods is going to be shocked by or surprised by. So, you know, it didn't surprise me that it was a struggle. It was at Richwoods, tough place to play against a tough opponent.
So Canton comes in, by the way, one of the best iterations of nicknames in the state of Illinois. I'm not sure of many iterations, but the Canton Little Giants on the boys' side, the Canton Lady Giants, they come in at 17 and 11 and 7 and 5, so definitely a tough contest. And they're coached by a state champion coach. Mary Beth Dura comes over from Brimfield, won a state championship last year, and she's got this team playing well at the end of the season.
Well, and I know from talking to the Panther staff, they said at the beginning of the year, Canton was a younger group. They had a really talented incoming freshman class, and it's a matter of sometimes those kids acclimating themselves to varsity basketball. And Coach Dura, is an excellent coach, and I'm sure that it took a while maybe for her system to maybe get impacted on the kids that were a part of the program. So maybe those new kids, it was easier for them. But this is going to be a real challenge for the Panthers because this little Lady Giant team has definitely improved throughout the season.
All right, we are about ready for our starting lineups. But first, it's our national anthem. We're going to take just a quick break here to honor America, and we'll be back with our starting lineups in just a moment. Our national anthem being performed by 8 chorus members of WCHS, a growing and large crowd here tonight. I see a lot of the youth basketball teams in attendance tonight as they were invited out to a free game tonight. So it's good to see some of the future Lady Panthers in attendance tonight. We also honored the competitive cheer team before tonight's game as they advance to the top 10, the final 10 in competition tomorrow. So lots of great things happening around WCHS.
Yeah, and if you've never, if you think competition cheer's not a sport, just watch them practice for the 3 hours a day that sometimes they're in there. I mean, it's a pretty grueling workout, I'm sure. So congratulations to the squad and good luck to them tomorrow.
We mentioned the starters. We'll go over them one more time for Washington. Number 3, Claire McDougal, a 6-foot guard. Number 12, a 5'9" guard, Maddie McGinnis. Number 13, Addie Kimler, a forward, 5'10". Alexa Maley, a 5'9" guard, number 20, and Carly Vaughn, a 5'8" guard, number 23. For Canton, it's number 1, Ava Wenger, a 5'6" junior, Ella Demler, a 5'10" sophomore, Carly Zumstein, a 5'11" senior, number 13, number 14, Jenna Goforth, a 5'6" junior, and the last starter for Canton is Allison Wheeler, a 6-foot sophomore. One thing I noticed looking over the Canton roster, 7 girls that are 5'10" or taller. I walked in just behind the team as they were coming through the MPR, and they are every bit as tall in person as they will look on a broadcast tonight.
Well, and that'll pose a problem for the Panthers, but I am sure Coach Barth and the squad, they'll have an attack plan in place for them, and You know, sometimes teams that are bigger than you, if you can beat them up and down the floor, you know, you've got to just guard against the inside and the damage that they can do to you in the lane.
Good to see Addie Kimmler out there. She suffered an injury earlier this week in that Peoria Richwoods loss. She is wearing the face guard tonight and is in the starting lineup, so that is great to see.
Yeah, it's good to have Addie back out there, and hopefully, you know, I talked to Coach Brayman a little bit before the game. He said she even got hit in the shoot-around. So he goes, I think we're good. I think she's okay. So I said, all right, well, it's been a tough shoot-around.
Our officials tonight are Derek Rutledge, Ken Stewart, and Darren Conant. And we are underway. The Panthers win the opening tip-off.
Vaughn's pass along the baseline to Maley, intercepted by the Lady Giants.
Canton goes inside to Demler. The basket counts, and there's a foul on after a little bit of confusion. The officials are talking it over. Demler's shot did fall. There's some confusion whether it was a charge. No, it was a block, to the dismay of Kim Barth. The foul will go against Vaughn, and Demler will be at the line to complete the three-point play.
Yeah, one of those 50-50 ball calls that's down there, and Derek Rutledge is the fine official. He's one of the best young officials in the area. And, you know, I think he meant to call it one way and signaled something else. So Kimmler trapped in the corner. Gets it to McDougal. She's trapped. Loose ball on the floor. Maddie McGinnis gets down. Alexa Maley.
Ball is tied up, and they are going to give a timeout to Washington. Pretty fortunate, as we only had possession for just a moment in time there.
Yeah, you don't really want to waste a timeout here, you know, 27 seconds into the game. However, you know, the Panthers were in danger of a 10-second call there, and or losing in the possession, because we had won the tip, so that would have been Canton ball on a tie-up. So pretty standard procedure against on senior night when you're playing an opponent on senior night, is to kind of press them, because you know that it's probably not a lineup that maybe necessarily has been out there a lot together. So
the five seniors stay out there, inbounded by Vaughn to McDougal to bring it past half court. 3-0 Canton.
Canton in a 2-3 zone here. They may want to challenge the Panther outside shooting. There's Vaughn with a nice skip pass over top to Claire McDougal. Got behind the defense, good screens down along the baseline, and Claire, it makes it a 3-2 game.
How about doing that all night long, Coach?
You know, that would be great if it works, but eventually they catch on.
They're going to make an adjustment. Ball knocked out of bounds. It'll be Panther basketball.
Again, you see the Canton full court pressure. McDougal goes long to Kimmler. Kimmler finds Maley under the basket. Nice pass, Addie Kimmler. Alexa Maley makes it a 4-3 Panther lead. Good pass by Addie Kimmler. Kind of throw over top of the full court pressure by the Lady Giants and get Alexa Maley a basket here on senior night. That's always great.
And a high arching three-point basket.
Jenna Goforth there at the top of the key. Good contest there by Carly Vaughn. Takes it to the basket.
Probably a good no call there.
Ball tipped out of bounds.
Possession Panthers. Maley to trigger, inside to McDougal. Panthers it back outside.
Panthers move the ball against the zone. McDougal drives baseline, right side, looks inside, got Kimmler high post, missed her. Vaughn will drive against the zone and get it up and in. Good drive by Carly against into the gaps of the zone. That's one way to attack it, is to hit those gaps on the dribble. Go for it from the same spot.
This one just short Kimmler the rebound.
Carly Vaughn will pull up from the top of the key.
I think her foot was on the line. That's a long two-point basket.
Goforth drives. Vaughn tried to take a charge, missed the layup. McDougal comes out of there with it. Up the court to McGinnis. Claire thought about the three. Alexa Maley three from her corner.
Rebound Demler, she goes coast to coast. Her shot is off the mark, rebounded and taken the other way by Vaughn.
Carly Vaughn all the way to the basket. Might have taken an extra step. Good rebound, Claire McDougal. Carly Vaughn, 3. Off the glass and in.
7 early points for Carly Vaughn. It's 11-6, Lady Panthers. Got her first substitution coming up in just a moment here for the Lady Panthers. Another 3-point attempt by Demler off the mark, rebounded by the Panthers. And Claire McDougal will set up the offense. It'll be O'Brien, Becca McDougal, and Avery Tibbs entering the game in just the next dead ball.
Claire McDougal, 3 from in front of the pep band. And Mary Beth Durrell will take a timeout. Like we said, that 2-3 zone might have been to test the Panthers' outside shooting, and she may have seen enough to say we need to make a change.
So at the 4:32 mark of the first quarter, we've got our second timeout. It is a full timeout for Canton. I mentioned the youth basketball players in attendance tonight. People will begin trickling in even more so. The WCHS pep band, I believe under the direction of Lisa Parrott tonight. So a good crowd and a festive atmosphere here.
It's what senior nights are for. Like I said, it's something as a player you never forget. As a coach, you know, it's so special to have that group of kids that have stuck with you for 4 years to, you know, or in the case of our kid comes in during their high school career, you know, and someone's there their senior year. It's really a special moment. It's a bond that, you know, all coaches say it, and I know Coach Barth, from having been on the bench with her, she means it. You know, you're one of her kids for life, and you're always welcome back in. You're always welcome to call her or text her or email her and talk to her. So, you know, this is one of those nights for the Lady Panthers.
After the timeout, Canton basketball. They set up their offense.
Panthers with a little bit of switch here in defenses. They kind of go to a half-court trap, a little 1-3-1. Demler drives. Her shot over.
Rebounded by Zumstein, and I believe make that to Wheeler. Gets the rebound and puts it back in. 14-8, Washington.
O'Brien finds Kimler at the free throw line. Becca McDougal finds her sister cutting down the lane. Claire up and in off the glass.
That's her 7th point in the first quarter. A hot start for Vaughn and Claire McDougal. Rebound, the long rebound by Avery Tibbs. Ahead to Becca McDougal, to her sister. Corner for Mazzie O'Brien, inside to Becca McDougal.
Good skip pass across. Avery Tibbs, good three-point shooter from the corner. Rattles out.
Avery with a big night versus Richwood. She had 12 points to lead
shot
the
by
Panthers in scoring.
Becca McDougal. Ball tipped out of bounds. Avery Tibbs the last to touch it.
Tibbs had 12 in that game versus Richwoods, as did Maddie McGinnis.
Inbound stolen by McDougal. She gives it up to Vaughn. Vaughn strong to the basket, right side, off the mark. Tibbs, her shot is blocked on the rebound. She'll get a couple free throws.
Got a piece of the ball, got a piece of Avery there, and free throws coming up for the freshman.
She'll put one of the Panthers' better outside shooters here at the free throw line.
First foul of the night on the Lady Giants. First one by Tibbs is up and good. Yeah, you mentioned how well of a free throw shooter she is, and she is a freshman, very impressive. Both of them perfect. And we've built a 10-point lead, 18-8, first quarter. Three-pointer by Goforth is off the mark. Panthers the other way.
Kimmler doing a great job on particularly on the defensive boards for the Panthers. Claire McDougal, long skip pass over top of the zone. Kimmler in the lane. Her left-handed layup off the mark. Good job getting that ball in the middle against that 2-3 zone. Good move by Addie, just off the mark a little bit.
One thing I've noticed is that after that timeout, Kimmler came out without the face mask, so that was getting a little bit too hot probably for her. But
I would think so. Those have got to be uncomfortable to wear, and it was sweat underneath, and yeah.
Yeah, from what I heard, it wasn't just a bump Tuesday night.
No, it didn't sound that way.
No, it was some damage to some teeth in her nose. So
yep. Goforth layup down the right, missed. Becca McDougal comes out of there with it, pushes it up, finds Tibbs. Tibbs in the corner, Vaughn. Just off the mark. McDougal hard to the boards.
She takes a hard hit and crashes to the floor, but up, and
Wheeler strong in there to rebound. Pass inside to Zumstein. She kicks it back out. This is what we talked about with the Panthers, that size. Making sure that, you rebound and you're in the right position to rebound. You're not going to out-jump people that are bigger than you most of the time. You're going to have to be in the right spots.
Zumstein will shoot two. And the first one is good. Ends a bit of a scoring drought there for the Lady Giants.
McGinnis and Emma Heiderbreeder check in here for the Lady Panthers. Give Claire McDougal and Addie Kimmler their first rest. The 1:33 mark of the first.
That second free throw misses everything. And she hears it from the student section.
Vaughn skips across. McGinnis will drive against the zone. Her pass is deflected by Wheeler. Here come the Lady Giants. Might have been a travel by Goforth. Skip pass across.
Wheeler with the three from the corner.
Tibbs breaks the pressure, gets it up to McGinnis. McGinnis at the top of the key, thought about it. Jump stop and move that pivot foot. Claire McDougal checks back in here for the Lady Panthers. Last couple of sequences have been a little off offensively for the Panthers. Getting Claire back in will probably, I'm sure Coach Barth hopes, settle that down. Pass intercepted by Vaughn. She brings it up for the Panthers.
Vaughn is fouled by number 1, Wenger. Ava Wenger's first.
Tibbs will inbound here for the Lady Panthers. She finds Becca McDougal.
Final 30 seconds, first quarter.
Carly Vaughn drives all the way to the basket. Her layup up and in off the glass.
Nine of the Lady Panthers' 20 points coming from Carly Vaughn here in the first quarter. Canton will likely hold it here to take the final shot of the first quarter.
Pass deflected by Becca McDougal off her foot. They call a kick.
1.3 seconds remaining. Canton will inbound baseline to put up a quick shot.
Don't give up a second shot. It's always what you fear in the last second.
So after the end of one quarter of play and 8 points, the Lady Panther lead 20-12. Now, Jeff, I was just reminded as I see Eric Schermerhorn come into the gymnasium with his number 3 Panther Lady Panther basketball jersey on. You too have a jersey on. Talk a little bit about the significance of the two of you wearing these Lady Panther jerseys.
I'm sure there's a few other people here tonight too, but Coach Barth started something this year. She asked the 5 seniors to pick somebody or name somebody that had impacted their career here at Washington High School. And Coach Schimmerhorn, you and I had this conversation before we went on air about the quality of teacher that he is, and he's wearing Claire McDougall's jersey. I've got on Carly Vaughn's, and I was fortunate enough to have both those young ladies in class. They're both top-notch students, and Carly wrote me a nice letter. It was very nice. I know sometimes as teachers, you know, we don't make as much money maybe as some other people. We're rewarded well, and I know we get June, July, and August off. You know, your wife's at home too. But, you know, it is nice to have a student tell you, hey, thank you for what you did, and thank you for making an impact on my life.
Beth Casulo, another one of those impact teachers. She's in the crowd wearing a Lady Panther jersey.
Alexa Maley back in with the steal here on senior night. Avery Tibbs in with the 4 seniors. Vaughn finds her in the left corner. Her 3 rims out. Both shots from that corner have been right on the mark. Goforth inside.
Nice pass.
Zumstein fouled by Kimmler. Canton doing a good job kind of running a secondary break. Panthers a little slow getting back. And Becca McDougall will check in there for Addie Kimmler. That's her second.
That basket was good by Zumstein, and this is her free throw coming up. And it is rattles home for the 3-point play.
But Canton takes the full court pressure off, goes back to their 2-3 zone here in the half court. This is where if the Panthers can get some movement inside, there's that screen again.
So Claire McDougall for the basket. Another great pass to find Claire open underneath.
That's kind of you see that a lot. If you ever watch a Kansas Jayhawk game against zones, they kind of run that little baseline screen against that, and usually results in a dunk for somebody, but here the Panthers get it into Claire again for an easy layup. Wheeler down the lane. Her shot rolls around, but she rebounds her miss and up and in.
Panthers need to do a little bit better job of boxing out.
Yeah, and we thought that could be an area where the Little Giants, with their size, could maybe hurt the Panthers. I'd like to see Avery step in there when she gets that pass to Claire. Step into the open area against the zone. She can get a shot out of that, I think, pretty easily. Carly Vaughn will drive baseline. Her pass is deflected and stolen by Zumstein.
Quickly the other way is Canton.
Goforth shot off the mark. Avery Tibbs with the rebound. She pushes, guts Vaughn. Vaughn's layup off the mark. Becca McDougall with the rebound. Reverse layup off the mark. And here it comes.
To Zumstein, and her shot is blocked from behind by Claire McDougall. Took away what would have been a sure basket.
Well, and you see the reaction by both players. You can tell that those are 2 girls that probably have played together in the offseason, and probably wasn't surprised Claire came from nowhere to get a piece of that.
22-17.
Canton showing a little patience here, a little bit of a flex lane control offense here. Becca McDougall double teams the ball out top, forces a turnover as the pass is thrown out of bounds. Good play by the freshman. She recognized the dribble penetration and created the turnover.
I'd like to mention that stick around during halftime. We're going to have an interview by one of the parents of a senior we've honored tonight. Tanya McDougall will be our halftime interview. Have a little fun with Tanya as well, so stick around for that.
Vaughn's 3 from in front of the Canton bench is good.
12 points on the night for Carly Vaughn. Couple of threes for Carly. Great start to this contest for her.
Wheeler left side, guarded by Claire McDougal. Winger up top. Pass tipped out of bounds. Good play by Alexa Maley. She jumped in the passing lane. Mazzy O'Brien will replace her here.
Great job by Alexa in her time as a starter this evening.
Got that basket early in the game and a great pass from Kimler and good play on defense there. Winger Hurst, lob pass over top.
Good no call there.
Wheeler caught that off the back pick there and kind of slipped and lost her footing. Ball out of bounds to the Lady Panthers. 8-point lead here. Claire McDougal brings it up. Vaughn, Tibbs wide open, passed up the three. Claire McDougal. 10-footer from the left wing is good.
11 points on the evening for Claire.
Good pressure by the Panther defense here. Goforth will try the three. Right wing in front of Coach Barth.
Nothing but nets on that three, or second three of the evening. 27-20. Lady Panthers in front.
She is not shy about putting them up. When she's open, she is going to try to put it up. Dribble penetration by Vaughn. Kick out. Becca McDougal's three off the mark. Claire McDougal gets rebound weak side, up and in. Winger drives, goes to the ground, and we have a tie-up and a jump ball, Panther possession.
Maddie McGinnis comes back. She replaces Avery Tibbs. McGinnis will inbound. 3:35 left, first half. Panthers in front by 9.
Emma Heidebreeder replaces Claire McDougal here, 3.5. Mazzy O'Brien will bring it up for the Lady Panthers. McGinnis thought about the three. Pulls up, inside. She's got Emma Heidebreeder, kicks it out. Vaughn, who's hot. Off the mark. Heidebreeder, good offensive rebound. Good ball movement by the Panthers. Vaughn drives down the lane. Mazzy O'Brien. Right side three, good. Great pass, Carly Vaughn. Dribble penetration against that zone and the kick out. People are going to be open.
So at 3:08 left in the first half, Canton calls their second timeout. It's a 30-second timeout. Jeff, one of the things that really impresses me with this freshman core that we have coming in, they're not shy about shooting the ball.
No, and you know, what's the saying? No one's a freshman at this point in the season. You know, your 25th game of the year, and some of these kids have played a lot of minutes for Coach Barth and the Lady Panthers. So, you know, they know what's a good shot at this point. If they don't, then I'm sure the coaching staff will try to get that point across. But they've been quality players all year. And, I mean, I know they were really high on this incoming freshman class, and they've really, really contributed. Avery Tibbs, obviously, most of it, but Becca McDougal and Mazzy O'Brien, you know, several kids off the bench.
Ainsley Redling Schaefer making strong contributions. Yeah, for what perhaps they're shooting the ball more confidently now. They brought the energy day one.
Right, exactly. Post move inside there by Millie Oswald. Her shot off the mark. McDougal finds McGinnis, right corner, cuts down in the lane against the zone. Baseline jumper up over the defense is good.
Turnaround jumper by McDougal.
It's a nice shot by Claire. Mazzy O'Brien with a little one-person press. That's good pressure by the freshman. Good recognition. Hey, they got one kid here. I'm going to stay up and guard him.
Hey, it was a 5-point game just moments ago. It's already a 14-point advantage just like that. So that's Washington is a dangerous team, and just like that, in that snap of a blink of an eye, they're up 14.
And here's Ainsley Redling Schaefer in the game for the Lady Panthers. You just mentioned her. She comes in and replaces O'Brien. Rebound, and there she is.
Makes her mark right off the bat.
McDougal thought about the three, pulls up in the lane. Her shot rolls off. Rebound Oswald. Maddie McGinnis fighting for the rebound. Called for a foul.
That's her first personal of the evening, 4th team foul on the Lady Panthers.
Coach Barth, a lot of players are getting in and playing some minutes here. Good rotation of people keeping fresh bodies out there. Tibbs getting posted up inside there by Zumstein. I'm sure the Lady Giants would like to take advantage of that matchup in the post. Redling Schaefer guards Demler up top. Oswald finds Wheeler left side. There's that inside Zumstein. She gets double. Good play by McGinnis, giving help to the freshman in the post. That's a senior play right there. Then they get it right back into Zumstein and she scores. Good recognition by Maddie. The loose ball comes out. Lady Giants get it and throw it right back inside.
Tibbs, Redling Schaefer inside to McDougal. Skip pass to McGinnis. Looking. And we have a foul on Goforth.
Panthers will inbound on the side. Vaughn back in for the Lady Panthers, replaces McGinnis. 1 minute here to go in the first half. 12-point lead, 34-22. Tibbs up top. Dougal might have got another foul there. Vaughn drives baseline. I think that very first play of the game where she'd made that same baseline drive and threw that pass and got it intercepted, I think that was in her mind. She's got ready to throw it again and thought, oh wait, they're gonna steal this, and got called for the double dribble.
That slight hesitation, caused the turnover there.
They got a good play by Emma Heidebreeder, steps in the passing lane. Her breakaway layup is in.
Great play by Emma there. Panthers back up 14.
Play that reversal pass. I mean, you take away things. You got to be careful of the back door. Make sure you got your weak side help. But, I mean, if you can get in the passing lane, you can really shut down a lot of passes. The ball, every team wants to reverse the ball, get it to the other side. Good defensive pressure by Redling Schaefer. She's called for a reach, though. 16 seconds. Next foul will put the Lady Giants at the line in the bonus. Lady Giants pass intercepted by Redling Schaefer. She gets it, finds Tibbs.
Long three-pointer, and it's good.
Freshman to freshman. If I'm a varsity coach watching that, I'm going, now they got 3 more years of this. Oswald's three from the top at the horn is short.
And the Panthers will go into the locker room up 17. It's a 39-22 game here at the half, a big half by Claire McDougal, Carly Vaughn. It was a 5-point game at what point in the second quarter, and at the half, the Lady Panthers have extended that to 17.
A good half. I mean, a good spurt. There was a little stretch in the first quarter where we kind of struggled, sort of stuck on about 16 or 18 points, and then from then on, I mean, we've been able to once again kind of put the hammer down on offense and stretch this lead out. So
let's get this continuing in the second half. And as we mentioned earlier, we have a halftime interview, a busy night for Tanya McDougal. She is, of course, the mother of Lady Panthers Becca McDougal and Claire McDougal. Earlier tonight, we honored our 5 seniors here on senior night, and we'll get Tanya set up here and get her mic'd up.
Just put this. And I'll be able to hear you through this.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for joining us for this halftime interview. I'm sure you were shocked and probably wondering, scratching your head, wondering why would they want to talk to me at halftime. But Want to talk to you. Thank you for joining us, by the way.
Thank you for having me.
Definitely an honor to be here, for you to be here. You are, of course, the mother of 5 daughters. A couple of them have graduated from Washington Community High School. One's playing NAIA basketball. Tori, Ellie played here as well on Torrey Gymnasium's court. You've got a couple of starters on the team, and just talk a little bit about how this season. It's been such a great season. It's got to make you proud how well they're doing, and then to have a couple of starters.
I am just absolutely blessed. One, first of all, to have 5 daughters, and second, just to be able to participate in all the activities and enjoy this side of it with them. I love watching Becca and Claire play together. We had a little bit of that with Tori and Ellie, and a little bit with Ellie and Claire, and then, God willing, someday it'll be Becca and Kate playing here together. So I'm just thrilled and very blessed to be a part of it all.
In a blink of an eye, it is senior night for Claire. It's got to be bittersweet. This is her final game on this court, but it's unbelievable how fast that has gone. But bigger and better things await her. She's committed to Bradley. That's got to make you proud as a mom as well.
Oh, absolutely. I'm just so proud of her work ethic. I'm just so proud of just everything about her. She was very rambunctious when she was a child. Let me just put it that way. And I just prayed every day that she would grow up to use her God-given skills, and God has answered my prayers, because she worked so hard and she has reached her goals, and it just makes me smile very big every day.
I'm looking forward to cheering her on at Bradley as well. So great that she's staying local. That's such a cool experience that you will have her nearby and be able to see a lot of her games. So now my broadcast partner, Jeff Little, could probably answer this question as well, but I've got one daughter in athletics. As you know, you are one of her volleyball coaches at St. Pat's. We feel like we hardly ever eat dinner together or have a home-cooked meal. How have you managed this? You and Dustin managed this, your husband, with so much going on in your lives year-round.
Well, I feel like I fail in that department. I try. I mean, fortunately, I work part-time, so I do my best to meal prep ahead of time, and we are a leftover family. I can honestly say my kids don't enjoy that, but you know what? It is what it is. So we do the best we can.
All right, now the fun portion of this interview.
Okay.
And all of these are going to be, like I mentioned, softball questions, but I'm going to see how well you know the McDougal daughters.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
All right, so we'll start off with an easy one.
Okay.
Okay, so she's better known for her talents on the Torrey Gymnasium court, but this McDougal daughter also holds the St. Pat's cross-country record.
That would be Claire.
That would be Claire. Now, I will say Ellie and Becca also ran there and
Yes.
had good running careers. But yes, Claire holds the record in cross-country at St. Pat's, and I believe it's like 13:19, just some ridiculous time.
But Kate Earl might have broken that.
The record book that I have, it does show Claire
Wow, okay.
on top. So
Well,
I'm only as good as the information
And
I'm
I'm
fed.
just trying to give credit where credit is due.
All right. So let's skip that second one. We're going to go, this daughter loves tacos, but you will never catch her eating peas.
That is Victoria.
Okay,
Tori.
that is Tori. Along the same lines, this daughter despises pickles.
This daughter despises pickles. Wow, this is one I don't know. My guess would be Claire.
Ellie said she refuses to eat pickles.
Wow, okay.
This daughter doesn't eat meat.
Well, that would be Becca and Ellie.
So I actually did not know that until I asked them some questions recently. Okay. So all of your daughters said their proudest athletic achievements were basketball related, and of course that doesn't surprise anybody, I'm sure. But this daughter said her proudest athletic achievement was being able to do a cartwheel. Which McDougal daughter?
Oh my goodness. Oh boy. I would say, oh boy. I would have to guess Ellie.
It was Ellie.
All right.
Okay. Doing great so far. Okay. I asked each of your daughters what their favorite advice they ever got from you. And just some fantastic things in here. Let me just rattle off some of them,
Okay.
all right? Okay. You'll probably recognize a lot of these. Listen to what your heart says and be yourself. You can do anything that you put your mind to. Never give up. Take some time to pray about it. Some excellent stuff. But maybe my favorite piece of advice that you've given is this piece of advice. You don't have to wear makeup if you don't want to. Who said that was their favorite piece of advice they'd ever gotten from you?
Claire.
That was Claire. I really enjoyed that one. I giggled probably as much reading some of these responses as much fun as you're having now. Okay, so this one. We asked, now I will tell you, this did not go in the direction that I figured.
Oh boy.
We asked which daughter who mom's favorite was.
Oh, funny.
All 5 children said the same daughter, including the daughter. Which McDougal daughter do they claim is your favorite?
Well, they can't claim Kate is my favorite.
It's always the youngest. Why is that? It's the same
Yeah.
in my family, too. The boys somehow forget that they had every benefit of the doubt, and we let them get away with murder. But nonetheless, yes, they all claim Kate. Kate, of course, is a 6th grader at St. Pat's. Great story earlier this year that Jim Mattson did on Channel 25, and they gave a little shout out to Kate at the end of that piece, which I thought was really cute. Puts the pressure on Kate. If you didn't see that piece, at the end, there was a mention of who the best basketball player in the family was, and they both said Kate. And I will say, she's awfully good.
Thank you.
We asked what some of their favorite family memories, and one daughter said that this daughter didn't say this, but when your ultrasound came back for your last daughter, Kate, she's the youngest. This daughter screamed because it was another girl. Why, God, why?
It had the biggest tears welled up in her eyes because she wanted a brother, and that would be Claire.
That was Claire as well. We are picking on Claire just a little bit tonight, but apparently she was really hoping to have a baby brother. Fans may have noticed that Claire has worn a different uniform number
Every year.
and she told me that she's worn a different number. Now, this part I didn't realize. Every year from 5th grade to this year, and she's wearing number 3 this year. Do you know why she's wearing number 3?
Well, I think she was hoping for that to be her Bradley number, but I don't know. We don't really know what her number of Bradley will be. So she thought, why not transition 1 year in my life to the same number.
Same number.
But, as a child, Dustin coached her for years and years, and he always told her, the number doesn't make you who you are. And so it has never really, truly been an area of importance for Claire.
Sure.
She just went out and played, and she didn't care what number she was wearing.
And she mentioned that she didn't really care. She did gun for some numbers sometimes, didn't get them, and then just pick something randomly. She did say number 3 because she's the 3rd child in the family.
Oh, yes, that's correct.
Yes.
You're right. They did tell me that because they were hoping that Becca could get number 4 because she's the 4th daughter, but there was no number 4, so Becca took 5.
Okay,
Yes.
gotcha. Kate wears number 1 in basketball at St. Pat's.
Yes.
She's, I believe, number 8 in volleyball.
Yes.
And I always remember that, the great 8. Kate 8, but she's number 1 in basketball. Do you know why she wears number 1?
Because that was Claire's number her 8th grade year.
And she said that Claire wasn't able to win a state championship, and she wanted to get number 1, a state championship, which the girls did this year. As 7th graders, they won the Class 1A state championship in 7th grade. So a lot of great things to come. Tanya, thank you.
Thank you for having me. This was fun.
Joining me at halftime to learn a little bit about your daughters. Before we go, though, tell me what Tori and Ellie are doing today.
So Tori is in her 4th year of pharmacy school. She is in her 1st year of her professional program, so it's another 3 more years. And she's hoping in that period of time to get her MBA. So she is playing her last year of basketball. So we're like, what are you going to do with all your time? And so she's going to add an MBA on to her Pharm D.
And that team that she's on is doing really well there, and she's a starter on that squad.
Yes,
so
they're doing very well.
The McDougals are part of a lot of very successful basketball teams this year. Tanya, thanks for joining us. I know the second half is starting. I'll get you back to the game. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Tanya McDougall, the mother of Becca and Claire McDougall, both starters for the Lady Panthers. We are underway in the second half. And it's Maddie McGinnis, Addie Kimler, Carly Vaughn, Claire McDougall, and Alexa Maley. Our seniors are back out there. 39-22 was your halftime score. Canton with the opening possession. Their first shot is off the mark. Addie Kimler, the rebound ahead to Maley. Her pass goes off Lady Giant and out of bounds, possession, Lady Panthers. Jeff Little rejoins me. We had some fun with Tanya McDougall at halftime trying to stump Mom. She did really well with knowing her daughters.
Did you ask her the question? From being a dad of 5 daughters, you call out the name when you're really angry and it's the wrong one.
Yeah, I will. I did not ask.
That's just a given.
I just had the 2 other siblings, and I was called both of their names and the dog's name more times than ever, probably than my real name. My dad was also a Jerry, so neither of us answered when my mom called Jerry, take out the garbage. So
the garbage is still piling up.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Panthers with the ball, 41-22. Vaughn hands it off to Claire McDougall. Things slowing down here. Outside to Vaughn. Her 3-pointer is good, so she starts the second half hot, just like she ended the first half. 12-point first half by Carly Vaughn, and she adds the first 3 points of the second half for the Lady Panthers.
And she's had one of those senior nights you hope for, where a lot of shots are going in, you're playing really well.
Canton basket by Zumstein.
Gives her double figures for the Lady Giants here. So the Lady Giants going man-to-man defense here this half. They've seen enough of that. They've seen enough of that zone and the open shots that the Panthers are getting.
You knew Canton would make an adjustment at halftime, and there's that first adjustment. We've got a foul on Wenger. That's her second.
Panthers inbound. Vaughn, left side, guarded closely by Wenger. Carly drives baseline. Thought about the reverse, finds McGinnis up top. Her 3 is good.
Her first 3 points of the evening.
Wheeler drives down the lane, draws the foul. I think it'll be on Claire McDougall.
It is on McDougall.
Her first.
First free throw by Wheeler is up and in. Lily Gillis checks in for Canton. Avery Tibbs replaces Maley for the Lady Panthers. Second free throw upcoming for Wheeler. And that one's good.
47-26 Panther lead here. 5.5 to go.
Drive to the hoop by McDougal, and that's good. Her first basket of the second half. 17 points on the evening for Claire McDougal. No butterflies on senior night for this senior starting lineup. Maddie McGinnis, a nice defensive play there. She gets the held ball. It is Panther possession. Carly Vaughn and Claire McDougal head to the sideline. O'Brien, Becca McDougal checking in. So it's McGinnis, Tibbs, Becca McDougal, Kimler, and O'Brien on the court for the Lady Panthers. Inside to Kimler. Her shot is no good, and then off her fingertips and out of bounds. Canton ball.
Looks like we've got a halftime score from Dunlap. The Lady Potters with a 30-18 lead at Dunlap.
Wow.
Coach Becker and his squad are playing much better here as of late.
Had a win over Peoria Notre Dame about a week ago. Dunlap is the number 4 seed in the regional. If you did not see that, the Washington Lady Panthers got the number 2 seed. Peoria High is the top seed, followed by Washington, Peoria Notre Dame, Dunlap, Morton, and Richwoods. Those are the top 6 seeds. The Lady Panthers will begin postseason play on Monday, February 13th, where they'll take on the winner of the East Peoria Limestone game at the Limestone Regional.
Pass intercepted by Becca McDougal. She brings it down for the Panthers. Gets it to McGinnis. McDougal looks inside. Panthers reverse the ball quickly. Tibbs from the left corner.
O'Brien drives. Her dribble is knocked away.
Pass
McDougal.
inside. Becca McDougal. Great pass. Emma Heidebreeder up and in.
Nice pass by Becca. Second field goal tonight by Heidebreeder. 51-26. The Lady Panthers have broken this open.
Wheeler drives against O'Brien, draws the foul.
O'Brien with the foul. Yeah, Canton was able to keep this close into the second quarter, but hit a scoring drought at second half of the second quarter as the Lady Panthers up with a
to Wheeler
17-point
over top
lead.
of Vaughn, and Vaughn comes up with the rebound. Carly had her head turned there. She drives all the way to the basket and gets it in. Coach Dura will take a timeout after that.
Yeah, she's seen one too many Carly Vaughn drives like that and wants to talk it over.
Well, and I think she's probably saying, how does someone get the rebound under our basket and take the ball all the way to their basket with none of us stopping them? You know, she switched defenses here in the second half, went to man-to-man, and even that hasn't deterred the Panthers here really much on offense. Kind of stopped the outside shooting, but they've gotten some things inside and taken the ball to the basket well.
Like we mentioned at the start of the show, Dura, first-year coach at Canton. She previously coached state champion last year at Brimfield. She replaces Jessica Jones, who was here for 5 years. Jones won the only 2 regional titles ever in school history in 19 and 21. So plenty of success by Jones, but succeeded this year by Dura.
And, you know, she is a good coach. I mean, she's a had quality teams and programs at Brimfield, and I'm sure brings that same kind of enthusiasm and knowledge and work ethic here to the Lady Giants. And they have good young talent coming into their program, so I'm sure she is looking forward to being on those sidelines for years to come.
Got a lot of young height in the program. Foul on Vaughn there. On the drive by Demler.
Demler took it strong with her left hand, kind of got the out of way. Carly thinks she got it clean, and one thing the Panthers doing a little uncharacteristically is kind of barking at the officials tonight. I mean, that's something that, in a regional game or something like that, you certainly don't want something to go against you because you've done something in a game in February. So you never know when you see these officials again. Demler makes them both. 25-point lead here by the Panthers, 53-28.
Want to keep that clock moving. Canton has not missed a opportunity from the free throw line. That pass is an errant pass off the fingertips of Vaughn. Turnover to the Lady Giants.
Ainsley had that ball on the right wing and took one dribble to her left and picked it up and tried to throw a long skip pass. And against the zone, those work. Goforth on the baseline, her shot off the mark. Oswald tries to save it, and it goes out of bounds. I was just thinking when the Lady Giants had to hit their last two free throws, it's like, if they're going to get back in the game, you need to score with the clock stopped. And, the Panthers have fouled 5 times here in the first, 6 minutes of the third quarter. So, there'll be a lot of free throw opportunities for them to maybe get back in the game if the Panthers aren't careful here. Bredling Schaefer up top. She drives, hands off to Tibbs. Vaughn, lob pass inside. Tibbs comes out of there with it. Gets it back. Claire McDougal left side. Panthers being patient on offense. Claire McDougal drives.
Oh. Fouled on her way to the basket.
By Demler.
Beyond the floor.
Good recognition. There was nobody in the post, and she had it on the left wing, and she beat her to the baseline and drew the foul. Kimmler and McGinnis back in here for Coach Barth. Replace 2 freshmen. McGinnis off the bench, fires a 3, good.
Her second three-pointer of the third quarter. 6 points on the night for Maddie McGinnis.
Demler a little pick and roll. Get it back to her on the roll of the basket. One dribble through the lane and in. Maddie's one of those players that, good teams have. She could be a starter on probably 90% of the teams that the Lady Panthers play, but she comes in and she was able to contribute. She's a good shooter. She's not afraid to shoot it. Claire McDougal drives, baseline, finds Tibbs.
Wide open Tibbs. It's good.
One thing I would, if you ask me, one thing about all of the McDougal girls that have played so far here in our program for the Lady Panthers, they are all great passers. Even Tori and Ellie, who were really more post players, good pass, Carly Vaughn gets it to Addie Kimmler. They are all very good passers. They recognize open teammates and get them the ball. Goforth drives to the lane, and she's fouled by Vaughn. And again, Lady Giants will get a chance to score with the clock stop. 48.5 left here in the third quarter. That's Vaughn's third.
One question I failed to ask Tanya at halftime. One coach told me that Tori was the best defensive player he'd ever coached. And if you've seen her play, she's an excellent defensive player.
Yeah, I would agree. She's good. I tell you, Ellie was somebody that in practice and in her game opportunities, she could block a shot. Mm-hmm. And didn't foul you. So, she was helpful to the pro. And all of them, all 4 of them have been, and one more coming. Avery Tibbs with a 3 from the other corner off the mark. Here come the Lady Giants. They push quickly, Goforth. Drives against McGinnis. Her pass is tipped.
Disrupted there by McGinnis.
Tibbs tried to save it, toes on the line. Ball goes out of bounds deep on the sideline here to the Lady Giants.
She got in front of Goforth there. Goforth dished it off, but her pass was deflected out of bounds off the Panthers.
2-on-1, you've got to give that ball up early so you can get it back. A lot of players try to take it so deep, and then, Maddie was able to make a good play, tip it, force him to run an out of bounds play.
Three-pointer.
Oswald off the mark. Tibbs out of there with it. Her pass quickly up to Vaughn. Vaughn drives strong. Maddie McGinnis, 3 for the quarter.
Oh, and it's good. Bounced off the front of the rim, hit the backboard, and goes down. Big smile on Maddie McGinnis's face as she gets the high fives, heading back to the bench in our third quarter break.
I think that's where Coach Barth will ask her if she called that. Front of the rim, top of the board, and in.
Reminds me of some McDonald's commercials.
There you go.
Back
Yeah, Larry Bird,
in
Magic
the
Johnson.
Yes, in the 80s. So.
Careful, we're dating ourselves.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to our production crew, Alex Calhoun, Tyson Lehman, Erie Getz, and Ben Hoffman. They are making us look and sound great tonight, so excellent job. We have a lot of help, and we wouldn't be able to do this stream without them, so big shout out to these guys.
Well, hopefully people that have watched us over these 3 years we've been able to do this, and you and I both love doing this, but in the 3 years when we started using the automated camera system and you and I running everything, and there were nights we were scheduled to work and we couldn't get it to work, and having these guys do what they do for us, it makes it so much fun and so easy for us. So I'd like to thank them again. I mean, and that's it.
It was humbling doing it in the past because it showed how limited my skills were. I thought I had a few skills coming in, but apparently running the streaming was beyond. I was beyond help.
I understand. I know it was way beyond mine. I never anticipated having any skills. I was just told to come in and talk about basketball. So 64-32. We got a 32-point lead. The Panthers have doubled up. Little Giants trying to run a play the Panthers do. Reverse ball reversal, back screen on the weak side. That pass is tipped out of bounds by Claire McDougall.
You'll notice that we have a dead ball. The clock is running, and that is by design. Panthers up by 30 in the fourth quarter, so we will have a running clock the rest of the game except for any timeouts that are taken. So foul there on McGinnis.
Well, and I think you just saw the official there could have easily called a foul on Maddie, but then that takes more time off the clock to administer free throws than it does to take the ball out of bounds. So,
I made the assumption before he actually made the call that it was a foul.
Yeah, Carly Vaughn with the
away.
steal. Ball tipped away from behind by Demler. Good hustle by the Lady Giants. They wouldn't expect a team of Coach Duras to give up no matter what the score is in the situation. People have asked me whether that, this running clock is, is good. Do you like it? I'll tell you what I do like. I mean, obviously, you're not trying to embarrass anybody, but by the same token, as a coach, it's hard to get kids in the game here in this situation. Alexa Maley, her long jumper off the mark.
And I see 3 girls perhaps about ready to come in.
Yeah. It is. It's just, with the clock running and something like a free throw, hey, I want to get these kids in. Yeah. There's not a dead ball, and all of a sudden you've got more kids to put in, and it's just, it kind of doesn't work to the advantage. Like here, we're going to walk all the way down to the other end to administer free throws because we've got a foul here on the Panthers.
Fouls on Claire McDougall, her second of the evening. Canton in the bonus. First of the one-on-one. Mike Demler is good. Again, Canton perfect at the line tonight. And mentioning that did not jinx them. Second one is down and good as well. Becca McDougall replaces her sister Claire, and she gets a big hand from the bench and a big hand from the crowd.
It's always nice on senior night when you get to come off the floor the last time. Claire hitting that 1,000-point mark a couple weeks ago for the Lady Panthers. Quite an achievement in her career. And Alexa Maley saves it under the Canton basket. Goforth, her 2, short off the mark. Winger in the corner, drives against McGinnis. Her pass intercepted there by Carly Vaughn.
Carly Strong the other way. Blocking foul on Canton. Yeah, Carly is just unstoppable in a situation like that.
Yeah, she's strong, she's athletic, and you know, she has that little bit of shiftiness. You know, when you step in front, she slides by, strong enough to take a little contact, still get a shot up there, draws the foul.
Fast enough to get to that,
Yep.
that point before that defender can set themselves.
Yep.
First free throw is off the mark. 64-34, 30-point lead. 4 and change left in the contest. Again, this is the final home game for the Lady Panthers. They've got a couple of regular season games remaining. Tomorrow they're at Dunlap at 1 o'clock. I believe that's a part of a boys-girls doubleheader.
I believe so, yeah.
We raised some money for a Dunlap student athlete, and we're going to hand off the proceeds of what we collected at that contest.
Pass out of bounds off a winger's hand to go over to the Lady Panthers. Heidebreeder comes into the game and replaces Addie Kimmler.
And likewise, she gets a big hand as well.
I think the seniors are going to come off one at a time. Coach Barth knows how to do things the right way. And Georgia Williams checks in here. Maddie McGinnis with a huge third quarter for the Lady Panthers. Trista Bass comes in and replaces Alexa Maley. Senior night when all 5 of them have scored.
Big hugs now at the bench. So just a really cool moment. And glad Coach Barth was able to get that done with this running clock here in the 4th.
Emma Heidebreeder drives baseline, kicks it back out. Becca McDougal reverses. Georgia Williams over to Tibbs. Going against the Lady Giant man-to-man defense.
And, you know, you take out those 5 seniors and plenty of offense still left on the court. 3-pointer by Tibbs off the mark, rebounded by
Bass. Bass kicks it back out to Tibbs. Off the mark. There's Heidebreeder with a good offensive rebound. Tibbs hasn't left that corner. She thinks she can make one from there.
Nice.
Good cut. Her 2 off the mark, short. Here come the Lady Giants.
Shots were off the mark, but good job rebounding.
Lady Giants made a 5-for-5 line change, and Lady Panthers kind of acted like they had 6 or something because nobody guarded Lily Gillis from the top.
Lily Gillis, Emma Turner out there for the Lady Giants. I believe that's Rachel Perry.
3 from the corner
Millie
there
Oswald.
by
Millie
Trista
Oswald.
Bass. A little bit short. Trista
Gillis'
Bass
stepped off by Bass.
Stepped into passing lane. Good defensive play. Double dribble trying to gain control.
Trista has had some injury problems the past couple of years. So she is back after some knee injuries. Tonight wearing a brace, but typically is not wearing one of those out there.
What do they say in the NFL playoffs this time of the year? Everybody's hurt.
Everybody's
Yeah, I
dinged
think
up,
at the end of basketball season, 25 games into it, you know, if something's not sore, you haven't played hard enough.
Libby Hart and Alana Wilson in for Lady Panthers. Georgia Williams, Ainsley Redling Schaefer out there as well.
They look inside to Hart. Bass can't get it to her. Reverses to Redling Schaefer. Williams cutting Trista Bass. Her layup off the mark. Good pass, good cut. Just off the mark. 35 seconds here to go in the game. Gillis thought about the 3. Her long skip pass across. Sorry, that was Dennis with the skip pass to Gillis. Dennis, her 3 off the mark and out of bounds. 20 seconds.
Looks like it was a high-scoring game throughout, a low-scoring fourth quarter here, just the 3 points combined. It looks like we are going to let the clock wind down. Redling Schaefer letting it dribble out.
Gets it across the timeline, dribbles it out. The Lady Panthers will move to 12-0 in the Middle Illini.
22-3 overall and 12-0 in Middle Illini play. Like we said, they play again tomorrow. Quick turnaround for the Lady Panthers at a 1 o'clock tip-off at Dunlap, and then they will play Tuesday to close out the regular season against a much-improved Morton Potter squad. That is a 7 p.m. tip-off. As far as our streaming, our next stream is Tuesday, so we've got a couple of games next week. Jeff, we will be streaming the boys game versus Manual. Tuesday, that's a 7 o'clock tip, and then Friday versus the Canton boys, again, a 7 o'clock start. So really a great effort tonight by the Lady Panthers on senior night, and they've got to be happy with the way they bounce back after that tough loss to Richwoods.
Yeah, I'm looking at the, trying to watch the end of the Morton Dunlap game here. It looks like the Lady Panthers got a little help from the Morton Potters tonight. Looks like Morton with a 49-26 lead in the final few seconds here of their contest at Dunlap. So again, that 1 o'clock game tomorrow, Dunlap, you know, we talked about Richwoods being a tough place to play. Dunlap has been a place where we've taken what we felt were really good shooting teams in and struggled to get layups in the basket, it seems like. Free throws, I mean, nothing's easy over there. You know, they got a tough game tonight, it looks like, and I'm sure they'll come out fired up tomorrow. It's probably, you know, I told Coach Barth when I looked at her schedule with her, I said, hey, I go, you got Dunlap senior night probably over there tomorrow, and maybe not, maybe they do have one next week, but I said, you got Morton senior night over there. I mean, that's, those are never easy to go against someone else's opponent. So, but anyway, you know, congratulations to the Lady Panthers. Great effort tonight on senior night. Great to see all 5 of those girls. From having known them, from that being the last class I was in the classroom for, you know, they're such good people. I mean, that's, you know, that's a cliche that I think gets thrown out, but I mean, they're good students. They're good people. They work hard. And you know, I'm proud to say I had a little piece of that.
Absolutely.
While they were here in our program for that 1 year, and you know, wish them the best of luck in the future, and you know, a great way to go out on senior night, all 5 of them scoring and everything else. So
Coach, it was a fun one. 65-34, your final score. Again, the Lady Panthers moved to a perfect 12-0 in Middle Illini Conference play. They'll look to keep that going tomorrow in their game against Dunlap. So
if you remember the Dunlap game here, Dunlap got off to a red-hot start against us. And anyway, I mean, we were down double digits early in the first quarter and kind of chipped away, and were able to, in the second half, hold them offensively down and were able to pull away. But I would expect Coach Barth is, you know, congratulations on senior night win. Now let's talk about Dunlap. That's probably how that post-game talk went.
Yeah, I recall that game well. The final score was not indicative of how that game felt throughout the contest. Just at the end of that game, we pulled away just a little bit. They made a second half run as well. The Eagles did as well. So, well, thanks for joining us tonight. Your final score, 65-34. We'll be back on Tuesday. It'll be boys basketball against the Manual Rams. We hope you join us. Thanks for joining us tonight. For Jeff Little, I'm Jerry Warfield. Have a good night, everybody.